What's up, my reseller friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina. I thrift to resell on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. So sorry about the garage mess I got going on in my backyard, and some of the cars driving by might make a little bit of noise, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm here to talk to you a little bit about a trend that I noticed within my journey is reselling, not just on eBay, but on all these platforms. I've noticed that when things are good, that they're really good, and when things are bad, they're really bad. Has anyone else noticed this trend, or is it just me? But I've been selling for about 5 years now, and this has just been something that's just been very consistent. And I'm coming on here not necessarily to complain or moan or vent about it, but mostly just to talk about it and see if there's other people that are also experiencing this, but then also just to encourage you that if you're in the same boat as me, to not feel discouraged because this happens. So this year has been a really good year for me. I really don't know how else to put it, but my sales have been up. They've been consistent. I haven't been getting returns or complaints. It's just been really good. And I'm talking from, actually it started before. It started like mid Q4 and it carried all the way through Q1 and has just been doing really well. Well, it seemed like maybe about 2 weeks ago, all of that changed. My sales have dropped by about 40%. 40%, that's a lot. And on top of that, I've just been getting lengths and just like a lot of low blow offers and just a lot of stuff. And it's just really weird to me because I've noticed this to be a trend. Like this always happens. Like even if you go back and look through some of my old videos, I think I have other videos where I talk about this because from like over a year ago, because this happens and it's so strange. And I'm just curious if it happens to you. And I really don't think that there's any real rhyme or reason to it. I haven't done anything. I haven't changed anything. Like I just feel like if things are great, keep doing what you're doing because there's no reason to fix something that's broke. So I've been constantly just being consistent, listing the same amount of items every single day. I'm pretty consistent of like the types of things that I list. Like I really haven't changed anything. I promote all my items the same price. I think I'm at 3%. I don't know if eBay's changed anything in their algorithm now and I'm doing something that they don't like. What it is, maybe, I don't know. But at the end of the day, this always happens. And I always fall into this trap where I think that, well, it's obviously something that I'm doing, so I need to start making these changes. And then I get stuck, and sometimes I feel like I just like screw things up. So this time around, I'm just going to continue to do what I do. Maybe work a little bit harder, and that's about it. Try to get more listings up every day and see if I can bring those sales up. And another thing that I've noticed, there's so many times where I'll see within like the eBay community that a lot of resellers are complaining that their sales are down, and I'm just like, I don't get it. My sales are doing great. And then there's times where I feel like my sales are down, but within the eBay community, everyone's talking about how sales are great. So it just really doesn't seem like there's any real logic to it. I think that this is it just happens. I really don't know how else to put it. But just be encouraged that if you're in the same boat, just to keep going, just keep swimming, as Dory says, but maybe swim a little harder and just don't get discouraged. Yesterday, I had one issue with a return that just bothered me so much, but I feel like it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. And it was just like the last thing. And I'm just like, I'm done today. Like, I'm so discouraged. Like when you're discouraged, it's not a good idea to work because you're not going to do good work. Like I felt tired. I was not motivated and I was just like, screw it. Like I literally just told myself, okay, that's it. I'm already mentally checked out. There's nothing that I can do about it. I'm checked out. So I'm not going to force it. So I put everything away and I just told myself, I'm going to allow myself to feel discouraged today. And I'm going to give my mind a little bit of time to rest. And I'm going to pick it up again tomorrow. We went to Disneyland over the weekend with my little nephew, and he's about 18 months or so, year and a half, somewhere around there. And he was just running all over the place, so happy, and then he would fall, right? And then he would just pick himself back up and just keep going. And I just kept saying that the whole time. I'm like, you get knocked down, you get back up again. Like I was saying that all weekend while we were at Disneyland. And I feel like I just need to take that into my life coming into the week and be like, you get knocked down, you get back up again, right? You just keep doing it. And I just told myself I'm going to let myself be down for a little bit. And then when I wake up, I'm going to get back up. And I'm just going to keep going and work a little bit harder. And I do feel way more refreshed today. I feel more motivated, and I think I'm going to get a lot of work done. And I just think the best advice when sales are down and you feel like you're not really doing anything wrong, you're doing all the right things you've always done, just don't get discouraged, because that's the worst thing you can do. Just focus on working harder. Anyways, I thought I would talk to you about a few of the customer issues that I've been having, because we all love a little bit of tea. So I thought I would just tell you a little bit about some of the things that I've dealt with and how I'm handling them. So the first situation, and this was a couple weeks ago, again, I went months without getting like any return. I got this one return, and it was a video game, shocker. And it was only a $10 video game, by the way. It was an Xbox 360 Grand Theft Auto video game. It really wasn't worth anything. But anyways, I sold it for $10. And the buyer, upon receiving it, immediately opened up a return saying that the item was defective and did not work. And I was like, okay, send it back, because I always make, whenever I get a claim that a video game doesn't work, I always make sure to make them send it back. Like, I never give them refunds and tell them to keep the game, because this is a known scam that people do with video games. And they tend to do it a lot with lower priced item video games, where they're just trying to get it for free, and they're just like claiming the game doesn't work and you're hoping you're going to refund them. I've gotten so many messages with buyers telling me that the game didn't work, and I always just say the same thing. I'm so sorry you're having difficulties. Never take blame, by the way. I always tell them, I'm so sorry you're having difficulties. When I sent it out, it worked just fine, but please go ahead and open that return and send it back to me, and I will give you a refund. And I just leave it at that, and most of the time, they never send it back. And I didn't think that this guy was actually going to send it back, but he did. And upon receiving it, I looked at the back of the game. Actually, I think I have it. Let me go get it. All right, so let's see if you can actually see it. Can you see? Look right here. Do you see the smudge? And then if you see right here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's like some cracks. There's like 3 cracks on it. This was not my game. The game that I sent him was in absolute, like, really, really good condition. And I mean, maybe it's possible that the cracks happen from shipping, but there's absolutely no damage to the case. And then not only that, the smudges, that's not going to happen from shipping. So they did one of those switcheroonies on me, and it's very frustrating because, for one, it's a $10 game, right? And I know that I'm not going to win with eBay. I know that they're always going to take the buyer's side. Now, you may argue, Sabrina, call eBay, talk to them. And, I know that other YouTube people have done it. I've seen them. Like, I think Rally Roots, they had an issue like this, and they called eBay. eBay's like, okay, this time we're gonna, give you your money back. But the thing is that I feel like you gotta pick and choose your battles. And I don't want to waste that on a $10 item. Like, I rather save that like one time, situation for a more expensive item in case that happens. So it just sucked. And then not only that, again, it's a $10 item. I don't want to waste all my time calling eBay and dealing with that and getting all stressed out, because honestly, like, that's taking more money out of my pocket, because now that's time that I could have been using either, 1, making a video for you guys, or 2, I could have been listing more stuff and making money. So I just don't want to go through all that. And then on top of that, I get myself worked up pretty damn easy. And I just know myself, and if I get myself worked up over this, it's going to slow me down during the day. I just know myself, right? We just know the things that trigger us. So I decided what I was going to do in this situation was I was only going to give him half of his money back. Now, one of the great things about being a top rated plus seller, or actually, people have corrected me from saying this, you're not a top rated plus seller, you have top rated plus listings, right? So I have listings that are top rated plus. And if somebody returns something under a top rated plus listing, when it's time to refund them, you can keep up to 50% of that. So that's what I did. So I only gave him half of his money back, and I never heard from him. He never left me negative feedback. He never messaged me like, why the hell didn't you give me all my money back? Nothing. I just never heard. So that's another reason why I know that they're super guilty, because I feel like if that was me and I really did get something that was damaged and they only gave me half my money back, you best believe they would have been hearing from me. So I know that this guy totally like frauded me. So top rated plus. If you don't know what that is, every seller can qualify to be top rated. So there's different things you have to do to qualify to be top rated. Like you have to sell a certain amount of things. You just have to have like high statistics, right? And then once you get there, eBay will let you know, oh, you're a top rated seller now. Now you qualify to have top rated plus listings. So once you have reached your top rated status, any listing that you have as shipping one day or same day, so you have to ship your item within 1 day, and you offer free return, that listing qualifies as a top rated plus listing. Now, what do you get from that? So your listing gets a little star next to it. eBay says that they help you out within the algorithm, so they put you up a little bit higher in the listings during search. If somebody returns something, you can keep up to 50% of it. They protect you from negative feedback. Any item that I've had that was a top rated plus listing, somebody's left me either neutral or negative feedback on that item, eBay's removed it like that. Zero problems. I don't even have to contact eBay. I just go on to the website and then just submit a request to remove. And within like 15 minutes, it's gone. But I have had a negative left on me, and it was a top rated listing, but it was not a top rated plus. And eBay would not remove that negative, and I had it for a year. But it was because I didn't want to have to offer free returns on this particular item. So I pretty much screwed myself. And I really wish that I would have just had the free returns on the item, because if I would have, then I wouldn't have this problem. So something that I do so I want to have my top rated plus on all my listings. So if I have something that's really heavy and expensive to ship, and I don't really want to have free returns, but at the same time, I want to have that top rated plus protection, I'll put in the description that if you need that, I do offer free returns. However, I do charge a restock fee. So that's kind of how I get around it, right? To help pay for the return if the buyer asks to return it. So you can keep up to 50% for that. So to me, having my listings as top rated plus has just really been beneficial. And I always recommend it to everybody. If you can ship within 1 day, now I know for some people that's just not possible, but if you're able to ship within 1 day, just have the free returns, just have the 1 day shipping turn on, ship within 1 day, and you are going to notice a huge increase in sales, and you're also going to just have less problems down the line. Oh, and a huge important thing that I forgot to mention is that they also, so anyways, that's how I did it with this guy. I ended up being able to only refund him half. A lot of scammers know that trick. So scammers don't really target top rated plus sellers as much because they know. I had a second eBay account for a while that I was using. I stopped doing it. I only use this one account now. That account got so many people trying to like scam me on it, and it was because it was a new account. And yeah, so if you're new to selling, you got to learn about these things, because you're really going to get targeted in the beginning, but once you have an established account, you're really not going to have to worry about it as much. And I do recommend that you buy a lot of stuff on eBay as well That way the sellers will leave you the feedback. So try to buy from top rated plus sellers. So look for that little blue star. Try to buy from them because there's a really good possibility that they're going to leave you automatic positive feedback, and build up that feedback. Just don't let people push you around. Don't fall for any scams. Educate yourself and you'll be fine. You'll get through it. You'll have an established account, and the attempted scams are really going to start going down. So then shortly after, I get another return open for a purse, and I was really happy that the buyer didn't lie about the reason they were returning it. They just said that they found another purse that they liked better, so they were returning mine, which is fine, whatever. I was annoyed with it because it did cost me over £1 to ship, so it was a little bit more of an expensive shipping. But when I went to refund them, I did not refund her the original cost of the shipping. So I only had to pay for one of the shipping, which was the one where she returned it to me. But it was frustrating because I found crap inside the purse. So I know that she used it. And then someone else opened another return shortly afterwards. It was these books. You know those ones where they're like kid books, and you like press the buttons on them and they make little sounds and stuff. They're really common with like Disney books. Well, anyways, I had sold one. It was like a set of 2, but they were kind of like in rough condition. But I tested all the buttons first before I listed, and everything worked. I mean, first of all, they said the condition looked worse than it did in the pictures. I don't know what to say about that. Like, I don't use filters on my pictures. I took it in natural sunlight, but then I also put on there as I chose for my condition as acceptable, which is like the very lowest one it can possibly be. Even though I even felt like it was better than acceptable, I still chose that one to try to prevent this from happening. But I guess it didn't work. So they said that it was in worse condition and some of the buttons didn't work. And it's like, you know what? I'm kind of pissed off about the condition thing because I did everything that I was supposed to have done with that. As far as the buttons go, I did test it before I listed it, but I did not test them before I shipped it, which I should have. So I have to give this buyer the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it will likely happen, if they're being truthful, is that the batteries ran out since then. Because they have been sitting in my garage for maybe about like 3 months. So that's possible. And if I put on there that it was working, they should receive it in working condition. So it's just like, you know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I should have tested it before I shipped it to them. Maybe some of these buttons don't work. Definitely send it back to me. And so I was frustrated that I got a return because I had been doing so good not getting returns. And then this was like the 3rd one I got and so close. So I was just like, okay, whatever. But then like 3 days later, I get a private message from them stating that, and in the message, they said, I don't know if you noticed that I opened the return, but this is why I opened the return, blah, 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 blah. I'm hoping that, but I really want to keep one of the books still. I mean, it's possible that, that they're being truthful, right? I do really want one of these books. One of them's not working. I do want to keep this one. I get it, but this is what the problem is. They already opened the return. They have already claimed that I sold them something defective that doesn't work. At this point, I'm just like, I don't know if I could trust people because there are so many people do this, like they try to get free shit. And fortunately, like, I wish I could just believe them and be like, yeah, you know, I'll give you 50% of your money back. But I can't because this crap happens. It's like we can't have nice things, right? Because people screw it up. So all I did was I responded to them and I told them, you know, I'm very sorry that you were not happy with your purchase. It's possible that maybe the batteries just ran out. So what I am going to suggest for now is please just return the books. And I may possibly replace the batteries on them and then repost them. And then you're welcome to purchase again. So I feel like that was probably like the best way to handle it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. What do you guys think? Do you think that I should just give them a discount, or do you think I should make them send it back? I don't know. So there was that. And then the one that I got yesterday which was the one that broke the camel's back for me. I'm getting no sales and I'm getting all these returns, and I was getting all these low blow offers earlier. It is so frustrating. So it was this return that was open. So I sold this set of these little learning toys, right? But they were kind of worth good money, but I was missing a piece of the set. And I was just like, I'm the type of person where like I sell toys that are missing parts, and I sell them for parts, or people are still happy to buy it even if it's not complete. Like I just have really good success on still being able to sell things, so I'll still do it, right? If I feel like if it's a toy that's valuable. So I listed it at $10. I think normally they sell for way more, right? Like I pretty much listed it half off the price of what it's worth, because it was missing one piece. But I did charge $10 shipping. So it was $10 for the item, $10 shipping. I hate doing that, guys, but sometimes you just got to do it, right? I hate when the shipping is always the same price as the item or more. But in this situation, I'm really glad that I did do it this way. So anyways, she opens a return, and the reason for the return is defective or missing pieces. She takes pictures that there's a missing piece and says, I'm returning this because it's not complete, it's missing a piece. I posted tons of pictures of the missing piece on the listing. I wrote in the title, incomplete. I wrote in the description that it was missing pieces, and they still open up a return saying that I sold them something defective and missing pieces. And I was just like, done. I was so mad. But what I ended up doing was, because fine, return it. I offer free returns, send it back to me. But this is the problem. You're not getting your cost of shipping back. So you pay $10 for the item, $10 for shipping, you return it, I'm only refunding you the $10, unfortunately. It's not my fault that you did not look at the listing before you decided to purchase it. So I messaged her because I want her to realize what she did. That way, when she sees that refund come through as not being including the shipping, I don't want her to be surprised, because yeah. So I messaged her, and I tried to be very nice about it, because I was trying not to sound like mad at her, or I want to have good customer service, right? So I tried very, very hard to be very nice, and I just let her kindly know that it clearly showed it in the listing. I sent her screenshots, and I circled words and stuff, and I sent that to her, because I just don't want there to be any surprises when she doesn't get $20 refund and she only gets $10. And, you know, I'm not afraid of them leaving me negative feedback. I was at one point in time, but right now I'm not, because of the fact that it's top rated plus. I know that I will get it removed if they do. I just want to give you a quick update on this video, because I actually did get my sales back up, and I just wanted to quickly let you know how I did it. All I did was I sent out lots of offers. So normally I pick and choose which items I want to send offers to, but this time I just went ahead and selected like everything that I was able to send an offer on, and just sent like offers in bulk, and I just kept doing that. And then also I would accept offers that I normally wouldn't accept, just because I wanted to try to get my sales back up and into that algorithm again. And it absolutely worked. My sales are back up. I'm doing great, just like how I was before. But the moral of the story is just not to give up on it, and just to stay motivated, positive, and everything will work out in the end. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching. I hope that you have a magical week with lots of sales, and I hope that nobody opens up any returns, and for you or for me. And never forget, when you thrift upon a star, all your dreams will come true. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.